swung on and driven. High and deep into center field. The Red Sox are going to the playoffs. Say down, say hello to October.
It's gone. It's into the bullpen. This game is tied. This game is tied.
Strike three called. 100 miles an hour. His 11th strikeout.
Dale winds. He fires. Swing and a miss. Strike three. It's over. The Red Sox have won the World Championship.
All right, Play Tessie, we're back, episode 346. It's the official Red Sox podcast at WEEI, presented by Baseball Isn't Boring. You can get your merch at bbisn'tboring.com. Subscribe to Play Tessie wherever you get your podcast. Find us on the socials and on YouTube. It's at Play Tessie, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like, subscribe. Sammy's here, Pat's here, Gordo with you guys. And the last at least couple of pods, it's either 2 or 3 pods here, the conversation has been, yeah, it's bad. It looks really bad. They've lost games, but also they've won on recording day. And last pod, it looks really bad, but they're 7-5 in their last 12 games. So it feels weird to have the conversation of, hey, like this team isn't very good on those days. But now you're listening to this on Thursday. Oh, wait, am I still here? Oh, I'm still here. Oh, an ad block just came up. Okay, I'm in the middle of my thing. I'll keep going. As you're listening on Thursday, dude, I've lagged out of so many of these pods recently.
Keep this in. This is perfect. This feels how the Red Sox feel. Keep it in. Just keep going.
Keep it in. They've scored 1 run in 2 games against the Yankees. They've scored 2 runs or less in 6 of their last 8 games. Like, it is now time to have that conversation, because it is obvious to me that the offense isn't good enough. It's been among the 2 to 3 worst in the sport all year long. It's not just a 6 out of 8 games thing. It's not just the last week or 2 thing. It's been the whole season. And to me, 24 games, like, we've had what's a small sample size and what's a reasonable sample size conversation so many times on this podcast. And yeah, 24 games might be too early to crown them like a bottom 2 or 3 offense in baseball. Sure. But to me, I'm there. Like, with certainty, I can say that this offense is not good enough. What we have right now is not good enough. It's not even close. If guys start playing up to their standard, find they can get from bottom 2 or 3 to maybe close to average at best, that's still not good enough. The offense is not good enough, and it's not going to be.
I want to talk about today, Wednesday, April 22nd, specifically. Today was an embarrassing day for the Red Sox and Red Sox fans. First, amid all of this very, very justified anger from the fan base, I walked into the team store and I saw two different racks of hats, flags, clothing dedicated to only New York Yankees gear. Only. That's it. Just Yankees gear on these 2 racks. And I know people are going to say that they've always sold a variety of hats and T-shirts in the team store. They've got a bunch of different teams. This is over the top. This is suckling at the teat of your biggest rival to make a quick buck. That, to me, is complete bullshit from Fenway Sports Group. And that's before the game. Then we get to the game, and these poor fans in attendance who are willing to pay the ridiculous price of admission and whatever else to sit in the freezing cold, they probably couldn't even get to their seats before it's 3-0 Yankees, at which point all of us, all 4 of us said, okay, this game's over, and we were right. You've got Yankees fans cheering, taking over Fenway Park, which shouldn't even be a surprise because the guys who own the team are laying out the red carpet for them, but I digress. Then we get to the offense, and I can't believe we have to talk about this again, or maybe I should believe it. They had nothing against Max Fried, literally nothing. And nobody was surprised. They lay down and die quicker than any other Red Sox offense I have ever seen in my million years on Earth, because I'm very old, as these 2 will tell you. And yes, I know it's still early, but how the hell can anybody, how could anybody talk themselves into this team being a contender? I'm talking about a World Series contender. I'm not talking about what Gordo said, hey, maybe the offense becomes average. I'm talking about contending for a World Series, which is the reason these guys play baseball. There's no silver lining tonight. This is as bad as it can get in April. And I don't want to hear, yeah, but at least we're not the Mets. No, The Mets are loaded with talent. They're in an awful stretch right now. They can talk themselves into turning things around, especially now that they have Juan Soto back. So don't give me that. And I don't want to hear about the Phillies either, because it's the same thing with them. This Red Sox team is miserable and embarrassing, and I cannot believe we have to do this for another how many months? Crazy. I'm going to lose my mind by the end of the season. Thank you for letting me yap.
My thing is, they don't even look like they give a fuck. I think that's the most annoying part, because when you have these runs, when you have these stretches, and it happens every year. This year it happens in April. The team's winning, 5 of 15, 10 of 24. Like, there are these stretches where you're well below 500. Guys are throwing shit in the dugout, screaming, frustrated, the press. We're just reliving. It's Groundhog Day. It's the same thing over and over. They score 0, 1, or 2 runs. They go up to, and not to single these guys out, but these are just the leaders in the clubhouse. Story, Contreras, Roman, and it's a long season. We believe in this group of guys. We got to figure it out. We got to be better. But nothing fucking changes. Nothing changes. Not a thing. And I don't even want to get into like coaches and roles, because I think Cora was just given a pile of shit and is just trying to make different pots out of piles of shit, and none of them look good. But like, my thing is, they look inept. Like, it's not like Fried was like incredible tonight. They made him look incredible, but it wasn't like you're like, oh god. Like Schlittler's playoff start, 2 or 3 innings into that, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's on. We're fucked. I never felt like that with Fried, but I also knew that we were not going to score because it's this fucking team. Like, just the way things are going, I have zero confidence in anyone in that clubhouse or the team in total figuring it out offensively until there is a significant change.
So I want to go back to something you just said, Pat, because you said Cora was given a pile of shit. And I want to talk about that, because there has been a lot of discourse about coaches, people who should be held accountable, ownership, front office, the manager, the coaching staff, the players, whatever. I never thought the offense was good enough. And I think that's why I crashed out so hard after like the first week of the season. Was this offense didn't look good, and then it really looked bad. But at the same time, you look at the lineup, not the lefty lineup, not the lineup we saw tonight, but the lineup you're seeing most days, the lineup against righties. And you look at it 1 through 9, and it's not good enough. There's no argument to be made at this point that that's good enough, but it's also not a pile of shit. Like, that is not a bottom 3 group of position players. So at the same time, we've talked about Alex Cora and his ability to handle some of these bad rosters he's been given in years 22, 23, more so 23 and 24. And then 25, he kind of had something. I don't see this year as quite the same as the 23 and 24. You are dealing with a better roster of talent, especially considering the pitching, than you were then. But you look at it tonight. Ranger Suarez pulled at 71 pitches. It didn't look like he was settling in or anything, but if that's Garrett Crochet is not being pulled at 71 pitches under any circumstance. They're not treating Ranger Suarez like a $130 million man. He's not treating this like a roster with a lot of talent. And maybe it's how he feels about the roster, but I don't know. I don't want to treat this the same as we treated it in 23 and 24, where it's like, hey, like, Cora's been given a pile of mud and he's trying to make a Picasso art piece out of it. Like, no, like this team, we all agreed at the beginning of the year, this team should be a playoff team. Even if we didn't love the offseason, it should have enough talent to get to the postseason. We are so far from having that conversation. Playoffs, you cannot talk about the playoffs with this team right now. You can't.
Gordo, one thing you said is this roster has a lot of talent. And I mostly agree. It does have a lot of talent, but it's more the construction of the roster that's the issue. Like, you tweeted today after Duran hit his second double of the day, which was shocking. You said Duran earned himself a start tomorrow on Thursday. And I'm thinking, like, Gordo's absolutely right, but how unbelievably stupid is it to manage the Boston Red Sox like a high school team? That's what you do on a high school team where, hey, we got so many kids on the roster. We're going to have to rotate them in. Whoever's hot is going to play that day. That's what it's like with the Red Sox right now. So Duran, congrats. He's heating up. But who sits tomorrow? You want to take Rafael out? He's on a hot streak right now. Yoshida's been hitting well. He sat tonight because they're facing a lefty. Like, who do you sit? Are you going to say Willier, Gordo?
No, I'm going to say it's probably Roman because Roman's hurt. Add insult to injury. Unreal.
Well, he's supposed to be back tomorrow.
We'll
But
see.
we don't know if we can trust the Red Sox. So, God damn it. They lie to us and they give us this crappy product. Do they hate us? Do they hate us for talking all this shit for years and years and years? Maybe we deserve it. I feel like I'm losing my mind already. It's April.
So my thing is, and I think we've all been on the same page, especially since the season started. Like 70% of the team's offense is based upon the individual players in the lineup. And I get that. I get that these are 25, 30-year-old guys who have been playing baseball for 20, 25 years. And there's only so much you can change in terms of production and approach and swing and all that stuff. I get that. For the first time, I am outwardly calling for Fatsy, because when your entire lineup is playing at their floor, that is an indictment of something. That it has to be, because to do the same thing over and over and over again is psychotic. If nothing significant changes, there will be no change. And this is not me. I like Pete Fatsy. I think he's just going to be the sacrificial lamb. And at this point, he's the obvious sacrificial lamb. But when the entire lineup, not even the entire lineup, your top 11 hitters are hitting at their literal fucking floor, something has to change.
Yeah, honestly, I've been very vocal about how I hate when people call for the coaches because we have no clue what they're doing behind the scenes. The media, the legit like hardcore media, not us podcasters who get clubhouse access every day, they probably don't even know what the hitting coach and the pitching coach are doing. But at this point, like, how could you argue against that? What could you say? And I know it's not a great lineup and the rotation of the outfield is awful and the IKF and Monasterio redundant and everything. But how could you stand up for anyone on this coaching staff? Not even Pete Fatsy. Anyone, everyone is underperforming. So I'm not going to call for anyone's head. I'm just going to say if people get fired, if heads start to roll, I'm not going to be complaining. I'm just going to shrug and move on and hope that things change.
That you took the words out of my mouth, because I don't want to sit here and call for anyone's job. Like, that's not my place to do it. I don't want to do that. But at the same time, you're right. If heads start to roll, if people start to get fired, how could you ever sit there and say, damn, that was undeserved? Like, the argument would be, well, they gave him a bad offensive group. Like, what was he supposed to do with it? But we sat here in the preseason right before opening day, and we gave predictions about where the offense would stand. And I want to say we were all in the range. I can speak for myself. I had him ranked 15th.
It was 11th. I said 11th. Pat, I believe you said 12th, and Gordo said 15th. So we were all right in the middle, right in the middle.
So that's if they sat there at 14th or even 16th or 17th, whatever, then yeah, it's just the group that it's the cards, it's the hand he was dealt. It's the hand that the staff was dealt. It's the hand we were dealt. It is what it is. You can look at the front office. But as they sit here and they're ranked last in home runs, they're bottom 3 consistently in WRC plus and slug and ISO. I think they're last in ISO. I'd have to
last. If you take the Red Sox ISO and you double it, it's barely more than the Dodgers. The Dodgers are number 1. They're almost double the Red Sox. There should never be a scenario in which any team is double the ISO or any stat. You can't be 100% better. Like, it's carry on.
So basically what I'm saying is if they fire people, you're not going to see me complain. And to me, I'm with you, Sammy. I never calling coaches getting fired in the middle of the season, whether it be head coaches in sports or other coaches. I feel like it almost always does nothing because the issues are always so much deeper rooted than just a voice. But you do have to try something at some point. And I know it's only April, but holy crap, we've talked about it this show. We talked about it in past shows. Like, it cannot possibly look worse than this. And if it continues this way, it's going to be far and away the worst offense we've ever seen in our lives, at least me and Pat.
So,
wow.
Gordon, one thing, two things. I agree with the sentiment of like the midseason coaching changes. And again, I like Pete Fatsi. I truly like Pete Fatsi. But like it's to the point in the season, I really just kind of threw his name out to throw his name out. I don't really not calling for his job. But there has to be some form of substantial change. The second part I wanted to say was this. You are now at the point, in my opinion, and I don't know where you guys stand on this, you are no longer given the leash to pull punches. You now have to do what does
that mean? What do you mean that by? Oh, okay.
You now have to formulate the best lineup with the best players every single day. And for me, that starts with Marcelo playing almost every single day at shortstop, Story at second. And you have to start platooning Durbin at third. Durbin does not look anything close to Durbin from last year.
Well, he hasn't hit lefties this year. So like, it's not even like what does he have? One total hit against the lefty this year? I'll look up the stat. He didn't have a hit tonight, so it's not going to have gone up. But yeah, I mean, I don't know
if you're platooning Durbin, who's been the best defender on the team along with Contreras, then you have to platoon Meyer. And now we're back to the double platoons. And this is just all about
I at this point, I would just rather see Marcelo not be platooned.
But he's having trouble as it is hitting righties. I know it maybe is under the hood starting to get a little bit better, but you're hitting sub 200 against righties. He's never hit lefties.
Would you rather see in the lineup every day right now, Durbin or Meyer?
Durbin offensively, Meyer, probably Durbin, sadly.
Again, I don't want Meyer facing lefties right now. And I don't think it needs to necessarily be an either or. And when we're talking about defense, going into today, like we see how bad this Red Sox team has been. They're now 9-15. They were 9-14 entering today. Not good. Defensively, DRS ranked 5th. Outs above average ranked 5th. Fielding run value ranked 3rd. And where does it get you? 9-15. I don't give it's not okay. I don't want to say I don't give a shit about the defense because it does matter. But at a certain point when your offense is this bad, you have to focus on putting the best 9 hitters in your lineup until they prove that you can start to prioritize other things like speed and defense.
Gordo, this is kind of like the A's last year. The A's had a sick lineup last year, but it didn't matter because they couldn't play defense and they couldn't pitch, and they had a terrible record in the end. You can't just be good at one of those 3 facets. It doesn't work. It never has. All the best teams do a little bit of everything.
I was thinking about an analogy today because it kind of ties back into what I was saying earlier. And Sammy, you agreed. It's you look at the level of talent on the team, and it's there is a lot of talent on the team. You look at some of the pitchers. They've got some good pitchers. Hey, Wilson Contreras, William Brady, Roman Anthony. They got some good players. Cedon, Duran, they've got some good players. They just have too many outfielders. Whatever. It's like, let's take it a step further. Let's take it 10 steps too far. Imagine if the Celtics put an entire team of 5 Ray Allens out there. How many games would it's 5 Hall of Famers. Hey, no, go deep on the bench. 12 Hall of Famers.
Gordo,
how many games would that team win?
I think that team would win a lot of games. I was thinking you were gonna go like Shaq, like a team with 5 Shaqs.
Okay,
yeah, there you go.
I'll take it a step further. A football team, what is it, 52-man rosters?
53.
53?
Yeah.
Imagine a football team with 53 Tom Bradys. You got 53 of the greatest football player to ever walk this fucking planet.
You know what the problem is? There's no Tom Brady and there's no Shaq or anything. The closest you get is Garrett Crochet, and he's the coldest he's ever been in his career.
But the
this
point
is just
being,
so I get what you're saying though. It's a good metaphor.
The point is that some talent, the amount of talent that you have, it does matter. Think about that Celtics team when Kyrie and Hayward came back and they had so much talent, but guys just refused to accept their roles. And I'm not saying Red Sox players are quote unquote refusing to accept their roles, but it's obvious that they are struggling because of the amount of talent they have. And I'm specifically talking about the outfield logjam. This doesn't apply to the starting rotation and those guys not performing up to expectation. It doesn't apply to Durbin, Story, guys in the infield. Anyone who's it's purely the outfielders, but there's a reason that these guys have just, none of the outfielders start to now have been consistent, because even Abreu, his OPS is in the 7s. I was shocked today when that came up.
Honestly, Cedon's been the most consistent outfielder out of anyone. Actually, no, because he didn't play good defense early on. So everyone's got some sort of flaw. Who's been the most flawless player on the Red Sox team this year? Any facet?
Or if
Yeah.
you want to, are you just saying offense?
Anyone.
I mean, the relievers for like Chapman's ERA is in the 1s. Giovanni kind of blew that game on Marathon Monday.
Contreras is playing Gold Glove defense.
Contreras probably the right. Yeah, even Chapman. Even though it didn't show up on the stat sheet. Remember, everyone was freaking out about his velocity early on. So like, there's been stuff with. I guess Contreras. Yeah, good for him.
Massa.
Well, he only plays 3 out of every 5 games.
I'm gonna read a quote. I want you to tell me after what game Alex Cora said this. Okay. Everybody here believes we have a good team. Well, good teams have to find a way to score runs against pitching. He also added that this is not the worst offensive stretch he's endured as a manager.
I assume he said that today.
You're correct. But the fact that you could logically place that at any of the last like 15 games is fucking awful.
I was gonna say, has he just been saying that after every game?
Like I'm just done with. We're a good team. We need to figure it out.
Yeah, but that's the problem. He's like, what's he supposed to say? Like,
no, it's
we're
true.
fucked. We're boned,
fair,
boys.
fair.
Pack it up, go home.
And it goes to what Pat was saying too about some of the players just saying, we got to get it going, saying all the same things. It's like those guys have to maintain a belief in themselves. We don't have to maintain the belief in them, but they have to maintain the belief in themselves. And I don't know if I've ever seen an athlete hit the panic button and have it work. The front office can do it. Cora can do it, but the players themselves can't do it. I don't even think Cora can. I mean, what even is the panic button for Alex Cora in this situation?
Question for you guys. So there's been this theory floating around that I've thought was BS since its inception, where people go, oh, this lineup is a FU from Alex Cora to Craig Breslow. That's why he put the lineup together like this. I've always thought that was BS. Then I saw the lineup today. Is this conspiracy? Is it maybe true? And is this the panic button for Alex Cora? Is just putting together Cedon leading off, who, yes, I know he's been good, but Jesus Christ, leading off, and then whoever else behind you, if Monasterio at DH, Duran in there against Max Fried, which worked out against all odds, but is still odd and not what you want to see if you're a Red Sox fan before the game. Like, do you guys think there's any credence to that?
I don't know if it's necessarily like a screw you to Breslow as much as it is like, just like, look at me down here. I'm trying literally everything and we cannot. Like, I think it's sending a message like this offense sucks. I don't think it's fuck you for what you gave me kind of thing. I think it's, I am literally desperate down here kind of thing.
Yeah, because you're right. He couldn't actually get away with sitting down with the coaches and being like, all right, we're going to lead off Cedon and that'll fucking show. Like, no, it's like a fuck you lineup in a sense that, and it did maybe tone it down, like the fuck you-ness when they revealed that Roman is hurt. Because Roman having a day off against the Yankees without an injury would be completely inexcusable.
Right, but you could still do like Jarren Duran batting first, Wilson Contreras batting second, Wilyer Abreu batting third, Trevor Story hitting fourth. Like, this lineup was so weird. I'm not saying I believe it. It's just the first time that my brain said, okay, maybe. Because we know. I mean, Cora, he's a human. He gets emotional.
I think every lineup at this point kind of is a message as he's trying all these different things. And I don't know if it's kind of what Pat said. I don't know if it's a message to Brett. Like, he used to send messages to Chaim and it was FU messages, like the underdog shirt, like that is an FU message to Chaim. Mm-hmm. I don't know that he's sending FU messages to Brez. It's possible, but he's certainly trying to, hey, look at this. Look at what's going on here. Look at this. Cedon's leading off, guys. Do you see this? Do you see this?
You know what needs to happen? There needs to be a team that has some sort of internal disaster. A team other than the Red Sox, to be clear. Some team has to have some disaster season or disaster internal situation where they're forced or they're, they feel like it's okay to trade off big pieces. I'm kind of thinking about the Astros with Jordan in ways to salvage the season, like where Craig could luck out and fall into a trade that falls into his lap. That's like the only thing that I'm thinking of that could save this season, other than everyone just hitting their ceiling at the same time, which is more likely to find an ocean in Kansas than that happening.
So, question for you guys, because I feel like we've been dancing around it. Because they've been winning on drop day or on record day, and B, because they have up until this Yankees, like they are still 7-7 in their last 14 games. But where are we? Like, where are we with this team right now? Just overall, like, what are your expectations? Are you at all sitting here expecting this? Like, how much possibility do you give to them turning it around? Do you know what I'm trying to ask you here? Like, are you sitting here with any sort of expectation that this thing could turn?
I think the better way to phrase it is just what % chance do they make the playoffs right now?
That's fair.
Well, before I answer that, I do think they'll turn it around in terms of they'll finish the season over 500. There's too much talent. Like, roster construction be damned. This is still a good, not great, a good enough team to win 82 games. Like, I'm not concerned about that. But my prediction was they would win 89 and make the playoffs, and I'm not feeling good about that prediction at all.
See, I look at this team, I watch this team, and I understand it's 24 games, but even if they get better than this, I still and they're starting from a 6-game hole now. They weren't 6 games under 500 in either of the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, if you had me put a gun to my head and say, is this team going to finish above or below 500? Right now, I would say below.
Really? You're that down on them?
Look, I mean, come on. We're watching the same game. I understand preseason expectations, but there are tangible issues that we talked about that I don't think realized were going to be as big of a problem as they've been.
I mean, you might be right. That's such a departure from where we all thought they'd be at the beginning of the season.
I mean, I'm not much higher than Gordo. I mean, they're in a 6-game hole. The offense, the thing that sucks was out of the gates, we always thought the offense was going to be kind of middling. They've been literally like a bottom 3 offense for 25 games. So once water finds its level there, the pitching will improve. Garrett Crochet will get better. Suarez will get more. There's going to be things that get better and more consistent. I think right now I put him at like 84.
So here's an interesting one from our friend Red Sox Stats. Since the start of the new playoff format, the wildcard team in the AL has averaged 87 wins. That means the Red Sox have to go 78-60 starting on Thursday.
Damn, I was gonna put together a stat very similarly, and the way I like to put it is they have to win at an X number win pace. We got to figure out what that win pace is. Just to get
I'll
to
do it right now. Give me a second.
Get it to 87 wins.
So 78-60. They have to finish 18 games over 500 from now on.
You said, so what do you have to do? You have to basically find the winning percentage and then multiply that by 162.
Yeah, give me like 2 seconds.
I mean, it's
pressure's on. I need to know.
What's the number going to be?
60?
Yep.
78-60.
I think it's going to be 97 win pace.
I was going to say 95.
That can't be right.
What is it? Pat's not that good at math.
Wait, okay, so what is 7?
Wait. So it's 78 divided by 148, correct?
138. 138.
Oh, that's why. Sorry. Okay.
This is good.
Now,
good podcast.
now I got it. A 91.5 win pace.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got this. All right, we're so back. Red Sox are back. World Series back on. Ranger Suarez. I don't know why I went right to Ranger Suarez, but Ranger Suarez. Let's go, boys. Don't you feel good?
Okay, so it actually I don't know why this didn't come to my mind earlier, because as we were watching the game tonight, and by God, I know baseball isn't boring. We're presented by baseball isn't boring, but watching these games has been very boring. So I'm doing all these other things, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, when when was the earliest in my time watching the Red Sox that a season has been fried? And understanding that you don't know that the season is fried in that moment because they could always go on a run and bring it right back. Sammy?
Can I give you an answer?
I have the answer. I'm
I
curious.
think we're
You
gonna
guess.
have the same one.
Tell me. What do you got?
2022.
No.
Oh.
2022, just my definition of it is you basically got to 6-ish games under 500 and never really got that close to 500 again.
My guess was going to be 2012.
No, 2012, actually, people misremember that season. They were in it. They were pretty solidly in it until they tore it all down. August and September, complete disaster months.
Was that the year? What was the year they started 0-6? Wasn't that 2012?
2011, didn't they start? 2011, they started horrendously, and then they got great, and then they ended horrendously. You want the answer?
Yeah, what is it?
Well, there's two answers. It was 2014 and 2015.
Ugh.
And I forget which one was which, but
2015.
one of them they ended on a 7-game losing streak to end the month of May and then never recovered from that. So as May was coming to a close, their season ended. The other one was the middle of June. Their season ended then. And they just never recovered. And we don't know. Like, they could go 15 games under 500, and then all of a sudden they win 20 in a row and they're back. But if they just like straight up never recovered from this, then in theory, I was trying to figure out if this would be the earliest in my watching experience that a season died, if that's what happens. And it easily would be. I pray to God that it doesn't get to that point and they go on a nice little run and at least get to, like, they have to at least sell us the illusion of contention as we approach the deadline. Get us to the like that's basically what they did in 22 and 23 and 24.
Season starts on Friday, boys, and I'm not saying Thursday because I don't think they're going to win on Thursday. I think they're going to win on Friday. Actually, you know what the motto of this team should be? The motto of the 2026 Red Sox: season starts tomorrow, but you just keep pushing it back a day. So you can always feel a little bit of hope knowing that the season's about to start, but then it never starts and then it's over. And then you're into a lockout. God, this sucks.
You know how mean it is
Tagger.
for the first time you call up Tolley this year, pitch him in like the worst skid of the year against the Yankees, like which should be like a yes, he's back. It's like a god fuck.
It's going to be freezing cold again too.
Yep.
Do you guys remember last year when they called Roman Anthony up and the way that whole process went was people begged and begged and begged for them to call up Anthony for weeks before they did it. And then when they did, it was, oh, you're trying to get this kid. And it was the same thing with Marcelo. You're trying to have these kids become the savior of the season. I don't think that that's going to be the rhetoric with Tolley here, but in a sense,
no.
His injection of energy might be the last little thing we got. That might be the last, like, because I keep making the point over and over and over again when we talk about it. And I say last year, well, they started out not good, but they had all these lineup pieces that you could believe in. They had these kids coming. You had Rafi who was struggling and you knew he wasn't going to struggle. Like, you had all this stuff coming.
Bregman leading the team.
Right. This year, you don't love the lineup you have, but it's not even like you have anything coming. Like, you don't have any injury guys coming back. You don't have any big time prospects on the offensive side of the ball coming. Peyton Tolley, the energy that comes with Peyton Tolley is the one bullet they have to fire. And it's almost like you're trying to shoot through an impenetrable shield that maybe if you shot 15 to 20 bullets through, you could penetrate it, and you have one bullet and you're going to try to penetrate that shield with it. And that's the Peyton Tolley bullet.
You're thinking too much about penetration, Gordo. Well, we're on YouTube, so people are going to see that disturbing face you just made. The problem with this Peyton Tolley theory is he can't help the fucking offense. Yeah. He can throw 6 shutout innings on Thursday, and Cam Schlittler is still going to throw only fastballs and still strike everyone out.
I mean, they almost lost a game in which Ranger Suarez shut out the Tigers for 8 innings. They almost lost that game.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too is, like, I've seen it a couple of times, and I only imagine it's going to grow the more they don't score. There are people like, oh, like this team needs Mikey Romero. Who the fuck do you think Mikey Romero is?
And leave him alone. Leave Mike. Don't bring him into this.
Yeah.
Don't make him have to be the savior of this team.
Oh my God. If
fuck's sake.
People are freaking out about Marcelo never being healthy. Look at Mikey Romero's baseball reference page.
But also,
and I like Mikey Romero. I think if he stays healthy, he's going to be a good major league player, all that stuff. The buddy is never healthy. Buddy is never healthy.
Even if he is healthy,
Larry Bird is not walking through that door.
Yeah, this year's version of Mikey Romero is not going to come up here. It's almost like you I shouldn't, I guess, say it because remember 2019 they sucked, and then they brought up Michael Chavis, who I think we all thought was really flawed and not going to be that good even at that point. But he went on a generational run for like 2 or 3 weeks and temporarily saved that team. I guess it is possible, but no, Mikey Romero walking through that door. First of all, he's not walking through that door. Second of all, even if he did, or anybody in AAA walking through that door, it's not going to be enough to save this team right now. Pat?
He's not even playing well. I just looked up his stats. He's 1 home run, 12 RBI. He's hitting .244 with a .681 OPS.
What?
So, again, who the fuck do you think Mikey Romero is?
It's not even a Mikey Romero thing. There is no help coming. There's no help coming.
In 2 weeks, it's going to be Franklin Arias.
Oh,
2 weeks after that.
God.
Like, I'm telling you, it's just the natural course of progression.
People will do
cycle through these guys. Just keep cycling. The next prospect will save the team. No, the next one will save the team. Maybe if the fucking GM could get you some solidified talent, you could finally win games at a normal rate. But none of us have any hope that that'll happen. And that's why I said the only thing we can look at is hope and pray that someone just falls into Craig Breslow's robotic lap. And he's like, this is a sufficient asset. I will acquire him. And then we got Yordan Alvarez. Thank God.
So, if this keeps trending, because like I said, it's Romero now, it's going to be Arias. I mean, by the All-Star break, they're going to be saying make Conrad Case and a hitter only and bring him up to the MLB level. Like, there's only so many guys that you can turn to and be like, there it is, there's a solution. They don't have it. Like, I can't. Years past. There was Roman. There was, Cedon was hitting like 320 before he came up. Like, there's always been like that one guy where you're like, maybe like when he comes up, or like he will be up at some point, like that'll be a nice jump start. That does not exist this year. It doesn't. This is what you have unless you make a trade. This is what it is. Nothing internally is going to actively upgrade this team.
Want to know one thing that really pissed me off this week?
No, not really.
Yes, I do.
Okay, fine.
Watching Murakami hit a home run in his 4th straight game.
Oh,
Watching how little Craig Breslow said all those things. I posted the quotes on my Twitter feed. I've got those in my holster to reference every time this team doesn't hit for power, or every time someone they could have had does hit for power. And seeing any of there were so many potential power bats that they just didn't seem to give a shit about. And Murakami was one of them. We never heard about Red Sox interest with Murakami outside of when Mark Feinsand would list 15 teams in on these guys. Yeah, okay, fine. The Red Sox are one of the 15 teams that have expressed interest. He signs a 2-year deal with the worst team in the American League, and it's like, God damn, man. And I know he plays first base and the whole Wilson Contreras thing. I understand. But I'm just saying there are guys that did. It's not like there just weren't power hitters available. Like we talk about Alonso. Yeah, if you have Alonso, you don't get Wilson Contreras. It's the same thing there. Talk about Schwarber. If you have Schwarber, now your outfield logjam is one further because you have to figure out Yoshida at that point for realsies. Like there were guys. There were so many guys. And yes, the team is more than one injection of power right now. But I think when these guys find their level, and that's all of them, when they find their level, they will be at that point where you say, damn, if you insert one power bat into this lineup, I could see it. And when they've been solid this year, like when they've had games where it's like, okay, it's been okay for like this stretch of 3 games or whatever, 4 games. It's like, okay, if they had a real number 3 or 4 hitter in this lineup, I could see it. And just seeing a guy like Murakami get a 2-year deal, Oh my God. And it was all over the place. There were so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Murakami really fit what the Red Sox needed with the lefty and
why-
strikeouts.
I'm with Sammy.
Why
I'm with
fit?
Sammy.
Well, because
Why-
I mean, they
He
definitely
hits
need
for
the
power.
Yeah, I know, but they needed more than that because we all thought Bregman was coming back, right? So okay, great, Bregman's coming back. We didn't want a guy who struck out a ton. I mean, Murakami's been really good, but he's had a million strikeouts, and if we think he's going to keep hitting at a 900 OPS place, like I just don't buy it. Like if the Red Sox had a better fit for him, sure, bring him aboard. I happily eat crow about that. But it's just the way the roster fit. We already spoken about how bad the roster construction is. I'm not getting torn up about that. I'm more upset about the other guys. There's other guys like Bregman. Write it down. Another mention. So I think that's the second time this show. I might have mentioned it earlier, but two Bregman mentions right there. Get that down. And then Alonso, you could have traded for Ketel Marte. That was something that was widely spoken about. He's not a quote-unquote power bat, but I think you drop him in this lineup, and this is a fine offense, and you're winning a lot more games. I don't even think they need a power guy specifically. They just need a good hitter because right now nobody's hitting. Not enough guys are getting on base, not enough extra base hits, not enough home runs, not enough anything. Just give me someone good.
They are last place in home runs. They need a power bat.
You're just calling Eugenio Suarez, Munetaka, Murakami. It's the same debate.
Where would Eugenio Suarez rank on this team in home runs?
Behind Wilson Contreras.
Yeah, he'd be behind Wilson. He'd be second. Does anyone else on the Red Sox have three? Willie got a third? Okay. So he would be one of what, 4 players on the Red Sox that Story has multiple homers, and it's just the 3 of those guys.
Suarez is a 0 WAR player with a 90 OPS plus. I don't want him. There's plenty other guys we can complain about.
Yeah, let's trade Kyle Harrison for the guy who hits ground balls to shortstop every at bat. Like,
I know. I'm not thrilled with Durbin either.
He's just short enough so it kicks off his glove into the outfield when he dives for balls.
Yeah, like. My
Durbin's
God,
statistically better than Suarez so far.
He has, man.
The defense alone. But
neither. Top 5 defense has gotten us so far.
But the point is, I don't think the Red Sox have more wins with Gino Suarez on the team. I think they're right where they're at.
Probably.
But the point is,
but at least they would have tried. At least there would have been an attempt from the front office to put a solid offense on the field.
Yeah, I would have been saying, like, you stooped to Gino Suarez. You could have gotten other guys. Either way, we shouldn't be talking about Suarez versus fucking Caleb Durbin. Should have been Bregman, should have been Alonso. There was such an easy, elegant way to make this team really good. Really, really good. They won 89 games, call it 90. You basically inherit a 90-win team. Or not inherit, that's not the right word. You got a 90-win team, and you can make it better, and you make it worse. It's that simple. I can't believe, it's not even a hard task. What Craig Breslow was given, I think 90% of GMs around Major League Baseball could have taken this Red Sox team and turned them into a top 5 contender in Major League Baseball. But not Craig Breslow, the smartest guy in the room. And you don't even have the money thing this year. You can't even say, they didn't let him spend money. They have the 6th highest payroll in baseball. Craig Breslow sucks at his job.
So, Sammy, you just alluded to it. You were basically a 90-win team last year. You had 4 objectives this offseason. A number 2, a power hitter, bring Bregman back, shore up the bullpen. He did, you could argue, one of those 4 things. And I count 1 as in Suarez and Sonny. One of those guys will be a 2 by the season's end.
You're forgetting one thing. Clear up the outfield logjam.
Thank you. So you did 1 of 5. You didn't bring Bregman back. You didn't incorporate power. They did fuck all with the bullpen. They traded Bernie. They traded Murph. They traded Sandlin. They brought in Coulomb and Canely on a minor league deal super late into spring training. And you're still trotting out a different outfield every single fucking day.
Just wait until the bullpen starts to fall apart because that'll happen too.
What other job can you do 20% of your tasks and not get fired?
Oh, I got it. Gino Suarez gets a hit 20% of the time his whole career.
Nice.
We'll have to have. I mean, we've got all season. If this team stinks, we will have all season to talk about jobs and I have opinions on what they should do for the top of the front office roles if they continue. Newsflash: I'm not going to be calling for any jobs in the GM chair. But I agree. It was a terrible offseason. When we were evaluating the offseason at the end of it, and I said C-, I took a bunch of heat because people, how can they do all these things? And look at the national writers. They're all saying the Red Sox had a great offseason. But it really is what Pat just said. I didn't have the bullpen in my objectives. I had re-signed Bregman, get a power bat, get a number 2 starter, clear up the outfield logjam. 4 objectives. They did none of them. And I thought, and phooey on me for that. I thought the talent on the team would be enough to get them basically back to where they were a year ago. But that was dumb of me, man. Like, it takes so much more than just a culmination of talent to be a winning team. And they didn't do the things that they needed to do to make the guys fit together as a team. It means having all the different skill sets. It means having the right guys at each position, at clear roles for every player. All of these things, they're just missing all of it.
And I don't like building around a skill. Run prevention. We are a run prevention team. How about you be good at everything? Like the 2018 Red Sox or the Dodgers right now, or the Rangers and Diamondbacks teams that battle in the World Series, or the Blue Jays or the Yankees in 2024. Like, there's so many that none of these teams are like, this is our identity. We do this well and nothing else. Like, you got to be well-rounded.
So my thing is, I'm not going to backpedal because the recordings are out there. I said what I said, and I still stand by it. Pitching heavy and defense, I was a big fan of. I was a huge proponent of it. I still am. With the caveat, and I said it then, they play good situational baseball. They put the ball in play. They have not even come remotely close to doing either of those things. They're putting the ball in play on the ground to the shortstop or second baseman. I think their ground ball rate's like 46% going into tonight's game as we record on Wednesday. They're not putting the ball in the air. For what I mean, I know why. It's because they're not getting on base, but they're not stealing a lot. Like, the minimum they had to do offensively to make this formula work, kind of maximizing the pitching, maximizing the defense with an average offense that can play situationally. They have not done it. They cannot do it.
Well, they had to be average.
They can't do it. The whole thing just implodes like a deck of cards.
Yeah, I don't care how much you pitch. If you're going to be a bottom 1, 2, 3 offense in WRC plus, like the all-encompassing, how good are you as an offensive team, regardless of your environment? If you're going to be bottom 3 in that, you're not going to make the playoffs. And what's crazy, situational. I just looked it up. Where do you guys think they rank batting average with runners in scoring position entering today?
Batting average with runners in scoring position. Well, they've had like 3 opportunities all year.
That's what I was going to say. I think
came
it's
through
going to be deceivingly high because they never have guys in scoring position.
Like,
okay,
12th. Give me 12th.
All right, they're 16th. I'm going to now pull up how many plate appearances, where they rank in terms of plate appearances with runners in scoring position. They are 23rd.
There you go.
Or entering today, in which they had what? They had the 3 at bats with guys on second and third, no outs, and then they got the hit with Story in scoring position, and then Durant stole second. And so they had that at bat. They didn't score him. So it probably goes down because they probably went, like 1 for 5?
Well, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Yeah, it probably went down slightly. But I'm just happy they scored a run today.
I was so annoyed. I had a whole tweet written out. I had to change the whole goddamn thing because they scored a run.
Same. I that was kind of a confusing moment for me because I'm so angry at the Red Sox. I know they're not going to win the game. I kind of want to go in on them for getting shut out 2 games in a row, but then they do the fake comeback script again.
Well, it's like the tweet hits so much harder if you could say shut out back-to-back games against the Yankees. And it's not like the run is going to help them do any better tomorrow. Like, I did a little clap when they scored the run. I'm like, oh, just get a guy on base. And then I'm thinking, what's wrong with you, dude? Get another guy on base. What? Then Yoshida is going to pinch hit and hit a home run. He hasn't hit a home run in how many months? When was last September? Yeah. I mean, Wong was sitting there on deck, and I was thinking to myself, if Wong was sitting there, they would have put Yoshida out there by now if he was going to hit. I think they were going to hit Wong even with Narvaez.
Well, they would have. Yankees would have gone to Bednar though.
I think it was going to be Marcelo. He had a helmet in the dugout.
They were lurking around, but I mean, Wong was out there to pinch hit. It was either going to be the game's over or you're up as the tying run. So And all these other games, like you'll see Roman end the game in the on-deck circle when he wasn't playing. You'll see Yoshida end the game in the on-deck circle. It was Wong. So I don't know if they would have pitched it. But regardless, the one run does not make you feel any better about newsflash. If you're listening to this on drop day, they're facing Cam Schlittler tonight. And guess what, guys? He's about to shove it up their ass. He is.
Yeah.
They are not. And we've got to talk about Cam Schlittler before we get to enough said. But and I really do want to talk about some of the messaging and like how fans kind of want to treat this whole Schlittler thing. But yeah, he is going to a salivating Schlittler. Like he's foaming out the mouth to shut this fan base up again. And this offense is going to be the one to stop him.
Imagine if the Red Sox are playing possum. They're like, dude, we hate Schlittler so much. We purposely didn't hit for 2 straight games, only to lower his guard and then come out and kick his fucking ass. I would believe that if this team was actually good. But
I firmly believe tomorrow or today, if you're listening on drop day, Cam Schlittler, 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 11 strikeouts.
Cam Schlittler, 6 innings, 4 earned runs, 8 strikeouts.
9 innings. No hits, no walks, 27.
Oh, yeah. I don't think... You know what I don't like, though? I don't like the Red Sox fans who are saying, oh, I hope Cam Schlittler shoves it up their ass because I hate this team. Like, come on, dude. I've gotten so many comments of people saying that shit. Being like, he's going to shove it up their ass because this team blows, blah, 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 on like tweets yesterday and today. I don't like that. I'm mad at the Red Sox too. But if you're ever rooting for the Yankees over the Red Sox because you're mad, check yourself.
You know what I haven't liked is, and it's from people that I like and people whose opinions I respect. And like, I get where they're coming from. I get what they're trying to do because Cam Schlittler's saying all these things. It's like, really hostile, people coming after me, all this. And yeah, I get it. He's saying all these things and people want to say, well, we don't care about you. But like, unfortunately, when you shove it up the Red Sox ass in a winner take all game and dominate them and end their season, like, yeah, like unfortunately, and then talk shit, we do care. We do care. And we all hate this guy, whether you want to admit it or not. I haven't understood the approach from a lot of people who are saying we should not say anything to him, or we should show him that Fenway is not this ridiculous environment where he's not going to hear all these chirps. Like he thinks he's going to get all this crap. He thinks Boston people are assholes. He thinks Red Sox fans are dicks. Like, no, let's show him we're not going to do anything. Look at this. Like he's throwing in front of nobody. Like nobody's yelling at him. I don't get it. We should be trying to make it a hostile environment. We should be living up to that. Like Boston is a hard place to pitch. He's been pitching in front of people who don't give a shit about him all year, and he's been dominating them. You have to make it uncomfortable
Within reason.
Oh yeah, no, okay. Don't do.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Is within reason, because this guy's like, oh, all these bad things are happening to me. They're harassing me. Like, dude, you're harassing people. Get the fuck out of here. That's my thing with Cam Schlittler. I don't mind people being like, oh, you fucking scared, dude. It's a baseball game. Go play the baseball game. Go handle the friggin' go handle the chirp. Like, you're not A-Rod, man. A-Rod he can't walk through the streets of Boston, or he couldn't back in the day. Within reason, remember, within reason. Like, it's levels to this. Like, people hate Cam Schlittler. I don't like Cam Schlittler either. I appreciate him ratcheting up the rivalry and everything. That's great. But he's not A-Rod. Stop acting like I'm so scared. What's going to happen to me? You don't know. Like, come on, man. Give me a fucking break. And it's not saying, oh, Red Sox fans don't care about you. It's like, it's just putting into perspective what we're doing here. Yeah, you're going to get chirped and yelled at. People are going to make fun of you. You're from Boston. People are probably going to be hurling insults at you that hurt. Get over it, man. You're not A-Rod. It's stupid. Grow up, Cam. He's listening, by the way. Another listener.
My whole thing with that is like, you should be loud. You should talk shit. You should try and rattle them. But like it's such a definitive line. Like I shouldn't even have to say it. But like threats and all that stuff. If you want to get personal, like get personal, but don't be like egregious. Like I don't even know if it was him. I won't even say it was him. But like the people who are like death threats and all this stuff, like that's insane. If you're doing those things, you should throw your phone in the ocean, just
It goes without
isolate.
saying. It goes without saying.
Exactly. It goes without saying. That being said, when he's throwing in that bullpen, you should be talking shit. You should try and get him rattled. You should try and get him pissed. Ideally, you're trying to respectfully, well, maybe not respectfully, but within reason, get a reaction out of him. He's from here. He is from here. You can bring up personal stuff from here.
I think he'll get rattled too. I don't.
High school ex-girlfriend, something.
People keep going like, "Oh, if you get under his skin, it's gonna be extra motivation for him, and then he'll pitch well." You think that matters, dude? You think that he's gonna get the only hope that Red Sox fans have of changing the outcome of the game is to actually rattle him within reason, and then maybe he shits down his incredibly skinny leg. Which, by the way, we saw Cam Schlittler in person today. My God, slender man. That guy
Really skinny,
must
tall.
weigh 160 pounds. Yeah. Henry Cejudo would have snapped him in half at Fenway if he saw him talking shit. But anyway, yeah, don't cross any lines. Don't touch them. No touching the players. You're very close to them when they're warming up.
Be an asshole. Holy crap, just be an asshole.
Within reason. But then that's the thing.
You said within reason. We get it. Within reason. Be an asshole.
Within reason.
Stop. I'm just.
Or are you one of those fans who like takes it personally, like I'm a Red Sox fan and we are powerful and we will destroy Cam Schlittler? Or are you kind of like
it's a rivalry. It's supposed to be fun. He said fuck Boston. He's talked shit all offseason. We care about. All these people keep trying to say
he's
don't care
DMing
about
people.
Him.
People are posting screenshots of his DMs with people.
Wait. So the respectfully thing is that like 0.2% that are like threatening.
Agreed. Understood.
If you want to be out the bullpen and say fuck your mother, your sister's ass, go for it. Like
yes, sure.
Go for it.
You might get thrown out though by Fenway security.
That's fine.
It's a little soft now.
Get thrown out. It's fine. I don't want to see people saying like, let's show him that we don't care about him.
Oh yeah,
that's stupid.
That's insane.
That's stupid. And guess what? If he shoves it up the Red Sox ass tomorrow, I don't want to see we don't care about him. We're just upset that the Sox lost. No. If he shoves it up your ass tomorrow, be pissed that it happened because of him. Be pissed that he did it.
Yo, you know what'd be so funny?
If he sucks tomorrow, hold on. Because if he sucks tomorrow and the Red Sox kick his ass, we're all going to be talking tons of shit. And we're not two-faced bullshitters. Like if he owns you, you have to own it. And if you own him, you can talk shit because that's what he did.
I don't know if I'm going to be talking shit after losing a series. Maybe.
No. Not talking shit saying we're great. Talking shit saying you suck.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't. He's really fucking good. It pisses me the fuck off how good he is.
This is obviously impossible, but it would be funny if Cam Schlittler got announced and there was like no sound, like not a boo or no cheer, no boo.
No,
but listen.
Boo.
No, listen. And then Fenway audio just plays the sound of SpongeBob's feet walking like out to the mound and nobody cheers. And then he gives up a hit and the crowd goes crazy. Like I'm talking dead silent. Like you can't hear. There's no sound at all. That'd be hilarious. No. It's impossible because there's too many people, but
no, I hate the silence thing. No. Tell him he sucks. Tell him to go fuck himself. All the shit. Say it all to him. Make him uncomfortable. Silence, he'll laugh at you. If the Yankee fans were silent at Red Sox players and saying, let's show him that we don't care about them, we're not going to say anything. We would laugh at them.
The no-sell? Gordo, this is a classic WWE thing. The no-sell is one of the most effective moves of all time. It's just impossible with 37,000 people, which is why I'm like, it would never happen. But it would have to be dead silence. But I agree. I want the fans to show up on Thursday and actually be loud and not be drowned out by Yankees fans again, please.
We hate him, so let's at least own it and do it well. That's all. Like, don't try to convince yourself that we don't care about Cam Schlittler. You all care about Cam Schlittler, whether you like it or not.
Within reason.
Oh! We get it. Don't say what the fans said to Jarren Duran. That's bad. Don't do that. We get
it. Shit like that. Jokes aside, that's the kind of shit that you don't say. But yeah, tell Cam Schlittler, tell him to fuck himself.
Yeah, like
over and over.
The Jarren stuff, the threatening, all that stuff. Go fuck yourself. You suck. You fucking bomb. Go for it.
Why are you DMing high school people and talking shit? That was the weirdest thing. Is he's arguing and people are posting screenshots. He's not even denying it. He's like, "Yep, that's me."
Yeah,
bizarre. Guy's weird. Guy's incredibly insecure. I've never met the guy. Can confidently tell you This is a incredibly insecure professional. No matter how well he does, no matter how well he pitches, this guy is weapons grade insecure.
I will say before we get to enough said, I do find it interesting that he has been as good as he's been as a pitcher. Like, he has been dominant from the second he took the mound for them the very first time last year. There's not been a peep about an extension conversation or the Yankees wanting to extend. Like, so I'm just asking, like, maybe they don't believe in Cam Schlittler, the person. So we will see.
Loser.
We will see. We will see. We will see how it goes. And at some point in his career, he's going to suck, and we're going to take advantage, because he has certainly taken advantage of the time period in which he daddied the Red Sox, because he did. And good for him for talking shit and igniting the rivalry. We've said that, but it's our job to give it right back to him if the Red Sox hit him, which they won't do. So we'll talk about it next year when they face him. All right. Enough said. I have two, so I'll start with one. Lucas Giolito for $3 million. First off, glad he finally has a team. Crazy that it took until April 22nd. Secondly, it begins. We now, at the end of the year, we'll have the conversation. What would have been the better outcome? Lucas Giolito for $3 million or trading Brandon Clark and Richard Fitz for Sonny Gray and paying him $21 million. We'll have that conversation at the end of the year. I'm not saying which way it's going to go. I'm just saying that is the conversation. We now officially have the money. Now we just need the numbers. We will see where it goes. That's my first enough said.
I love Lucas Giolito. I hope he daddies out there in San Diego. And not that I want him to have a better season than Sonny Gray. Actually, best case scenario is Sonny Gray has a very good season, but Lucas Giolito is slightly better. So then I can be happy both ways.
Maybe they just both don't allow a run the rest of the way.
Well, Sonny might not allow a run the rest of the way if he's hurt.
It's true.
Be a long scoreless streak.
Big break.
You want to do your second enough said, or you want me to go?
No, I'm going to end with my second enough said.
Okay, I'll go. Quick shout out to UFC champion Henry Cejudo, who was at Fenway Park today, randomly out of nowhere. Couldn't believe it when I saw him. He did a quick social media hit with us, didn't do a full-length interview. He was touring Fenway. I didn't want to be that guy. Like, you want to talk for 20 minutes, Triple C. But, yeah, awesome to meet some UFC royalty. If you're a fight fan, you know exactly who Henry Cejudo is. Gordo got to meet him. That is a superstar athlete in the flesh. So, good times at Fenway. He listens to the show as well, of course. So, thank you, Henry. Appreciate the time. And, who knows what's next for him? I don't know if he's done yet, or if he's going to make a comeback, or if he's going to do some wrestling. We'll see. Triple C, man.
So to paint the picture, Pat.
Okay, I'm dying to know how this went down.
Because Sammy, we walk by because we just walk onto the field, and Sammy says, "Oh shit! Like, that's Henry Cejudo. Like, he's a multi-time UFC champion. All this stuff." And I go, "There's like a group of, I think, 3 or 4 guys there." I go, "Which one?" Because I don't watch any of the fight, so I didn't know who he was. Sammy, I go, "Which one?" And Sammy goes, "Look at their ears." And I was like, "Okay, I can tell."
Oh yeah,
Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, he also is a wrestler, like Pat was alluding to. So his cauliflower ear is extra juicy. That's bad cauliflower ear. You can pinch him. You go like boop boop.
Yeah, that'll go well.
I used to do that to my teammates. They hated it. Bad cauliflower ear, a little pinch. Boop. Boop. You know what it is? It's pus.
Ew, okay. Yeah.
And blood.
Yeah. Enough.
And you drain them. You drain them. You put a needle in them. You have to drain them. It's actually in your water bottle right now.
You can do it at home, too.
Pat, you got enough said?
They do videos where they do instructions on how to drain the pus.
Pat, you got enough. Pat's got enough said.
And
right?
boy, does a lot come out, Gordo. Let me tell you. Let me just keep going.
I've been dying to hear it this whole show. We've been talking all this shit about the baseball team we watch, and I've just been dying to hear Pat's enough said.
I forgot how it was only a year. 2, 1? No, it was a year. Dude, I forgot how fun playoff hockey is when it gets so chippy. Like the Bruins have what the Red Sox don't. They're just a team full of absolute bastards, dude. Zadorov, Kastelik, peak. Like there's like in the game yesterday, the Bruins kill them for like 50 minutes, and it gets close at the end, which is super annoying. But like they're playing super physical. Things getting chippy after every whistle. Guys are tangled up, getting pulled apart. I think the final stat was 93 penalty minutes in that game, which is insane.
Game 2 you're talking about, right?
Yeah, game 2.
That was awesome. Awesome
yeah.
game.
And like I just love how like playoff hockey, the atmosphere is like unmatched. Playoff hockey, I think I put above everything playoff atmosphere wise. But the best part is it's a physical sport that goes 7 games. So it just builds and builds. And like each game, as long as it's not like a blowout or your team's getting whatever, but like each game, you can just see it inching like closer and closer to just a full blow up. I can't wait for game 3.
All right, my second enough said. Condolences to Brandon Phillips. He signed a 1-day contract with the Cincinnati Reds to retire with the team today in the year of our Lord 2026. That man has not played a game of Major League Baseball since 2018 with the Red Sox. You remember that home run against the Braves, that crazy game-tying blast he hit?
Mm-hmm.
That is, I mean, we have been through the Dombrowski firing, the Heim hiring, the Heim firing, the Breslow hiring, and now everyone's saying he should get fired. We've been through all of that in this time. And Brandon Phillips had not yet retired. He's hanging on that long. Condolences, my man. I hope you have not struggled too much these last 8 years trying to find your way back, even if it's just ceremonial. Condolences, BP, Red Sox legend, Sammy.
My least favorite. Actually, the Woo Sox did one today where they posted Eduardo Rivera. By the way, shout out to Eduardo Rivera. Good debut on Wednesday. That's one thing we didn't mention. He was nasty. Holy moly. They posted a picture of him pitching for Portland, and they just had someone sketch Woo Sox over and said Woo Sox legend. I actually thought it was kind of funny. So first time I've ever laughed at that joke.
Three straight really good debuts. Samaniego, Anderson, Rivera, like that. If you want to point to one thing that's gone right for the Sox, these debut dudes keep shoving.
Just got to have more guys debut. This is a debut team. If they keep having guys debut, just have one guy a day debut. Can't lose.
If you just had 3 of them do it for one game, 3 innings each, they'd win the game.
What if you had them all everyone on the team has to formally retire after every game and then re-sign their contract so they technically debut again?
Their morale was low, but Rivera was on the mound. Gordo, did you pick up on anything throughout the duration of his outing today?
Oh, yeah. They were saying 6-7 nonstop. It was unreal.
Yep, I heard it every single time because all I could picture is your dumbass doing it.
I was sitting on the couch. We're getting killed. And I'm just every single
crying
time.
doing 6-7. By the way, he also said that his weight on MLB.com, which is 237 pounds, is incorrect. He's like
40 pounds heavier?
Yeah, he's like, I'm 275 pounds, motherfucker. Gigantic.
All right, let's wrap it there. That's going to do it for episode 346 of Play Tessie. Remember, get your Baseball Isn't Boring merch at bbisn'tboring.com. Subscribe to Play Tessie wherever you get your podcasts. Rate us 5 stars. Find us on the YouTube channel. Subscribe there. Watch all the episodes. We really appreciate it. If you guys could subscribe there, and then find us on the socials at Play Tessie on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. For Sammy, for Pat, for Joe producing, man, I don't know what's going to be like the next time we're here. We'll see. One more against the Yankees, then we got another weekend series. What is it, Baltimore? They're going to Baltimore for the weekend series. Then we'll be back on Monday. If you need us before then, we will be on the radio this weekend. So catch us there on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. But until next time, for Sammy, for Pat, for Joe producing, it is Gordo here for Play Tessie, episode 346. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.